Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing a few new statements brought to us by Ninjago series head writer Doc Wyatt over on Blue Sky. He has recently answered a few questions that we should probably talk about. I've been kind of sitting on these questions for a few days. These are not the most fresh or new questions ever. However, they are interesting to an extent, I suppose. We have a confirmation surrounding what happened to Frack's parents, more info about Cole possibly using or not using Rising Dragon technique. We have an update surrounding Daiden, the Guardian Dragon, in the context of Ninjago Legends Monstrosity and Kai's Monstrous Journey, and also, the big one, we have an idea that possibly Jay and Nia might not be getting back together after all in Dragons Rising. More on that momentarily. Like I said, a few topics to discuss for today's video. Let's start with this one. Someone asks Doc Wyatt this question over on Blue Sky. I'm wondering if Frack's parents are still alive, to which Doc Wyatt replies with alive, confirming that Frack's parents are indeed alive, which is interesting. I wonder if Dragons Rising as a series will do anything with his parents. We do know that in Dragons Rising Season 4, it was confirmed that the younger ninja, so Frack, Aaron, Sora, and Wildfire, will have their chance to shine and interact with each other. What if maybe there's a subplot in Season 4 of Dragons Rising where Frack tries to search for his parents, just like how Aaron was searching for his? Maybe the new ninja join Frack on this quest and they make it this whole big thing. I think it would also be interesting to maybe find out more about Frack's parents just overall, like what tribes they belonged to. Since we know that Frack is confirmed to be a Serpentine hybrid, what tribes did his parents belong to? I've theorized for a while Constricti and Venomari, just given the picture of Frack's parents that we already have, but still we do know that they are alive. Still not sure if they will play any crucial role in the future of Dragons Rising. Wouldn't be opposed to that though, and I think it could make for a nice subplot maybe in Dragons Rising Season 4, for example. Next up here, we have a few questions from this user. The first one is question number 10 here. Did Cole learn Rising Dragon off screen and we have just not seen him use it yet? To which Doc Wyatt replies, hold on to this. Yeah, so more mystery and more confirmation that Cole learning or not learning Dragons Rising, that will matter at some point in the future. However, I'm not sure when or where this will ever come up, because all things considered in the Ninjago series so far, we have not seen Cole use Rising Dragon technique. We haven't even gotten the confirmation that he's even learned it, and with the Forbidden 5 slowly but surely fading out of relevancy when it comes to the Ninjago series and Dragons Rising, I'm not sure if Cole will ever have the need to use Rising Dragon at all, especially if in Season 4 the Forbidden 5 are no longer a threat. So I do wonder, what exactly are we waiting for then? My only thought is that maybe Dragons Rising Season 4 or some other future Ninjago Dragons Rising season could recontextualize Rising Dragon to make it more than just a shatter spin counter. Like maybe Rising Dragon can counter something else. Maybe Rising Dragon technique is needed to achieve some type of other goal, or maybe a future Ninjago villain will also have access to shatter spin, making Rising Dragon relevant again. It's hard to say really, but ultimately I feel like this does still matter since Doc Wyatt did mention it again, saying hold on to this. It'll probably come up in the future. I'm just curious as to, what the context will be surrounding whether or not Cole actually knows Rising Dragon or whether or not he will learn it. Next up here, again, we have an update surrounding Daiden the Guardian Dragon. Someone asks, is Daiden the dragon that we saw in Ninjago Legends Monstrosity an Arc Dragon, or is she another dragon that has Lloyd's element? To which Doc Wyatt replies that no, she is not an Arc Dragon, but she is a Life Dragon. So yes, Daiden from Ninjago Legends Monstrosity and Kai's Monstrous Journey, aka the Guardian Dragon, she is now confirmed to be a Life Dragon, having the same elemental power as Lloyd to an extent. Again, Lloyd's powers have just a bunch of mystery surrounding them at the moment. I feel like Season 4 will definitely address a lot of those mysteries. But it's nice to get the confirmation that Daiden, the guardian dragon, is indeed a life dragon. I do wonder if that will come up in Kai's monstrous journey, though, because it certainly has not come up in Ninjago Legends Monstrosity. But maybe Kai's monstrous journey could ultimately, again, talk about this, or if Daiden returns in Dragon's Rising at some point, maybe in Season 4, maybe she can explain more of what Lloyd's powers are. It's hard to say, and I will point out too, it was kind of obvious given the fact that Daiden is a big green dragon, but again, it's nice to get the confirmation that she does indeed have Lloyd's elemental power and is a part of that family. And finally, let's talk about the big one, the one that everyone's talking about here. Someone asks this question. I have another question for you. What kind of future does Nia see with Jay? Did she want to get married to him? And did she want to have kids with him? Very, common question that we've seen. To which Doc Wyatt replies, would you see a future with someone whose goodness was shattered? Which, ironically enough, definitely shattered hope for a lot of Ninjago fans out there that were very curious as to whether or not Jay and Nia would get back together in Dragon's Rising. Because yes, all things considered, as of right now, Jay's goodness is very much shattered. Using the Gong of Shattering definitely messed him up, and we will see a lot more of that in Dragon's Rising Season 3. The question is, though, what exactly does Doc Wyatt mean by this? Obviously, he's referring to the fact that Nia could be unsure of whether or not she wants to have a future with Jay, maybe after she realizes that Jay could be too far gone. Maybe there's no saving Jay, maybe his goodness truly is shattered, maybe Nia just straight up doesn't see a future with Jay after a while. So far in Dragon's Rising, and especially with Season 3, she has been very hopeful surrounding her relationship with Jay. She's very much determined to get that relationship back on track and return to where they were before the merge, but I feel like that'll take some work, and I could totally see one of Nia's arcs later on being her questioning whether or not she wants to continue down this path. Is it ultimately worth it to try to save Jay, or is he too far gone at this point? Obviously, I feel like they will end up together at some point, but it's not going to be an easy road. Plus, we kind of know that they will end up together at some point, given the fact that the reflections from Season 5 were confirmed by Doc Wyatt to still matter in the context of Dragon's Rising. Again, maybe not design-wise, but context-wise, we do see Jay and Nia together in the far future, meaning that they will end up together at some point. So I think we can pretty much guarantee that Nia is not going to just completely abandon Jay, but maybe for a while she's just unsure of herself, like I said. I think it's just Doc Wyatt teasing a little bit more for the future of Dragon's Rising, obviously. Just trying to play coy at the idea that maybe they won't end up together, but given everything that we've seen so far, it's pretty obvious that Jay and Nia will end up together. I don't think anyone is doubting that. But with that being said, everyone, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here on everything that we discussed. Thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to leave all of your thoughts, theories, speculation, all of that stuff down below. We certainly have a lot to talk about, including, again, some statements surrounding Frack's parents, Cole with Rising Dragon, Daiden's elemental power, and obviously the Jay and Nia stuff. What exactly do you guys think? Will they end up together in the future, or do you think it's going to take some work for Jay to be fully restored back to normal? Do you think Nia might doubt herself a little bit? Leave all of your thoughts down below. Like I said, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. If you guys enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.